feel like more and more times going into the podcast, I have no idea what we're talking about.
Honestly, yeah, that's true. But it's because normally we're like, oh, we're going to record today. And then we pick a topic. And then usually, like, you're doing something to where I'm just sitting there doing absolutely nothing. And I go, okay, let me think about the podcast. But it's okay. It's an easy topic today because we're talking about Love Day.
Love Day.
Valentine's Day. I know people keep calling it Love Day, and I'm like, it's kind of cute.
I've never heard anyone call it Love Day.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like a bunch of people on my Instagram that like I follow have been calling it Love Day, but I don't know. Maybe. But yes, love Valentine's Day. Before we start, what are your thoughts on Valentine's Day?
It's a day.
It's a day of the year.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna say like I don't like Valentine's Day because it's nice to have like another day where you can celebrate.
Yeah.
But also the way Valentine's Day falls, just like for me personally, like me and Hunter, it's Christmas, New Year's, my birthday, his birthday, Valentine's Day. So we're already celebrating.
No, that's the exact same for Sam and I. It's literally like
your birthday's in May.
Okay, but not mine. But take out my birthday. It's
Got it.
His birthday, our 1-year anniversary.
Oh yeah, you
Valentine's
have anniversary
Day
too.
And I think there was one more. What was it? One more thing that we recently just celebrated. And I was like, it's all just mushes together. Like, one gift for everything. There's no way.
I feel like Valentine's Day almost should be in, like, you know, like, I feel like nothing happens in March. Is it March or, like,
March
when
is
does
St. Patrick's Day, but if you're not Irish, I don't think people celebrate
There's, like, months of the year that nothing happens. And whatever month it is, I think we should advocate to change Valentine's Day to that month. Anyway, no, I do like it.
Yeah.
I just, like, I feel like just don't spend much money on, like, gifts and stuff. Because that's not, like, the really important part about Valentine's Day.
Yeah. I know that there's people that are, like, it's literally two extremes. They either, like, think Valentine's Day is a very stupid holiday and it shouldn't exist, or there's people that, like, love the puns, love going all out.
That's my mom right there.
Yes, it is.
Is my mom.
But I feel like Valentine's Day is a hard holiday to celebrate if you're not married, in the sense that unless you want to go to the store and buy the teddy bears and the chocolate, like, I personally don't like any of that stuff. You know what I mean?
Why
like,
would it be easier if you were married?
Because you can, like, do, like, breakfast in bed. You can, like, do little affordable things that are still sweet.
Okay,
you
fair
live
enough.
together versus, like, dating or something. It's like, what am I supposed to get them, a card? You know what I'm saying? Like,
words of affirmation? Oh my gosh.
Like, what is that?
Ew.
No, but, like, then, yeah, then you have to go out
wings.
to eat, so that's spending money. Like,
that's what I told Hunter. He was like, what do you want for
Chicken
Valentine's?
wings?
Actually, I told him Clorox wipes. And
What?
chicken wings. Because
tell me you're an older sibling without telling me you're an older sibling.
Because I was talking, well, we're both older siblings, so, like, it's just, like, he gets it. He gets it.
Yeah.
But I was cleaning my bathroom, or, like, I wanted to clean my bathroom, and I was saying, I was like, it'd be so much easier if I had my own Clorox wipes. And so I told him that for Valentine's Day, I want Clorox wipes and chicken wings.
Okay, I mean, that's good.
What do you want for Valentine's Day?
I don't know. That's the thing. Like, every time Valentine's Day comes around, I'm just like, I don't really, like...
She's content. She's a content
I
queen.
don't know, like, how to celebrate Valentine's Day. I don't know. I really don't. Like, what are you going to do? I really don't. And then it's harder. Like, for girls, you can get them flowers. What are you supposed to get a guy?
What do you get a guy? Oh, my gosh.
What do you get a guy on Valentine's Day? Please tell me. And I've seen things where, like, guys like flowers, too. I'm like, okay, but...
I don't think either of our
I've
boyfriends
not
would
met a
want
guy that's
flowers.
like, I want flowers.
Also, like, what kind of flowers, then?
Exactly.
Like, I feel like roses is inappropriate for a male.
It is inappropriate for a male, I feel like. I mean, not to judge if you're a guy out there watching it like roses, but
This is awkward if you like roses and you're
I
a
don't
male.
know what to do for Valentine's Day, but I love the idea behind it. I think it's a fun holiday. I think when I have kids, I will be that mom that, like, goes, like, and gets the little, like,
No.
gifts.
I always liked when we were little, my dad would give us all, because we were girls.
Yes.
He had 3 girls, so my dad would get us a bunch of, like, he would, like, make a little basket or get us chocolates and give us gifts and whatever.
Yeah.
And I always loved that, and I wanted to continue that, like, if I have, like, girls.
Yes.
If I have sons,
so
then I'll do it. But, like, you get, like, the vibe.
Yeah, my dad did the same thing. I forgot. It's so bad. I forgot all about that. But, like, yeah, every Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
He'd, like, surprise us with, like, flowers and chocolate by the door when we wake up. And that is true. So, yeah, I'm excited to do it with, like, when I have a family.
Yeah.
It'll just be easier, I think.
We're just, like, in, like, an awkward, like...
It is. I feel like dating with Valentine's Day is just, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it. But did you do Valentine's Day little card things for when you were younger? Like, did you give out
Like
Valentine's?
to your class?
Yeah, or like,
Yeah.
did you ever give out a
I
Valentine's?
actually have a funny story about that.
Okay, I want to hear.
When I was in second grade, so we know I was proposed to when I was in second grade.
We have heard this.
So the same guy, it was Valentine's Day. And we came into class, and everybody, you have your like gifts.
Yeah.
I think I probably had like Fun Dip or something. Love Fun Dip. I only got it around Valentine's Day, so
that's true.
brought it in, of course. And like then you always have like the kids who like put thought into it. And I remember, I don't remember if he put like one M&M in a card, like put it on, or like gave him packs of M&Ms and he like wrote something. But he made me a whole card and he made a heart out of M&Ms on it. And
That's
everybody
so cute.
was so mad that I got more than everyone else. And I was like, well,
But he is my future husband, so
watch out.
that's so funny.
Anyway, that didn't end up working out.
No,
So it's
but
really
she's
awkward.
found a great guy,
Yeah.
so it did actually work out in her favor.
Yeah.
He has to get you a Valentine's this year then. Hand make a
Clorox
card.
wipes. No.
Yeah, with the
Clorox
Clorox wipes. He has to come up with a pun with Clorox wipes.
Thank you for always wiping away my tears.
Does he cry at it? Actually, no, you told me he's a crier. That's true. I would hate to
Remember,
wipe
we
my
were
tears with
literally
Clorox
in the
wipes.
car. We were in the car, and your mom was talking about how Sam and Hunter are both criers.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So, I mean,
That is true.
we have a type.
Yeah, I guess. We love sensitive men. But yeah, I the only Valentine's like memory that I have is when Sam only got me, you, and Odette Valentine's for the whole class.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, it was Valentine's Day, and you like typically if you went to school, like not homeschooled.
If you went to school.
But like you'd like drop off all the Valentine's Day on all the kids' desk, and you walk in, you have
Yeah.
like 5 Valentines. Yeah, he gave us like all Disney Princess Valentines, but it was
that's
only
so
the 3 of us because
cute.
we were all of his best friends. So like none of the other girls in the class got
OJs.
it. And they made fun of us for it. They were like, "Oh, Sam gave all of his girls Valentines."
Aw. But I mean, it played out. Like, he's still friends with all of us.
Yeah,
so.
it worked out. It was.
Have
he
we
knew what he
talked
was
about
doing.
the OJs, like, at all?
I don't think we ever have.
Yeah, we had a core group we had a club. What,
Yes.
elementary, middle school?
I think it.
Elementary.
I honestly, those years blur together. I
Yeah.
think it would be elementary.
We
but
called ourselves the OJs because it was our friend Odette. Was it? I think it was Jaden,
yeah,
Sam.
I think so.
So we were the OJs.
Yeah, we had a little
I
club.
still would get a tattoo of like an orange juice little carton
Really?
or whatever, because that's so cute. First
That
of
is
all,
cute.
and second of all, like sentimental.
Yeah, you
And
have to
I
get
love
everyone
tattoos.
on board.
Me and Odette already talked about it.
Odette was joking.
She's serious now.
Odette, if you're listening to this, let us know if you're serious about
I am so serious.
it. Okay, I don't
Never
know.
been more serious.
I don't know if I would, but like maybe.
It's cute.
It is cute.
Okay, or like an orange slice.
Yeah, it is cute. I do think it would be cute. Like
Thank
cute
you.
design. I agree. I
Moving
agree.
on.
The other day I was going through and I was cleaning off my Pinterest.
Oh,
Okay,
classic.
because you know you have a ton of boards on Pinterest when
Uh-huh.
you're like 12. So I was going
I don't.
through.
But okay.
You don't have all of your boards from when you were like 12.
I go through and I purge all the time.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
do
not
that.
sentimental. I just like I'm
That's
like, oh,
true.
screw that.
That's true. But I found all the different boards, and this kind of reminded me of the whole like love boyfriend topic. Did you
Okay.
have a board for your dream relationship stuff?
Yes, of course I did.
I don't know what girl doesn't, if we're being honest.
I
here,
think I have
but-
one right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually, mine was called Wow Wow Wow. Like, wow wow. Just so cute. And I deleted mine because I was looking through and I was like, okay, this is not realistic.
Unrealistic expectations for your relationships. So I had to delete mine. I deleted one and then I remade one like when Hunter and I started to talk again.
No, I did the same thing.
But it was like, but I set such unrealistic expectations for myself that I literally had to delete it because I was like, and then you realize that like a good guy will like actually, these will happen to you. But no, I
Yeah.
have it. It's called Love. It has different things that I want to do on here. I have one of my, so when Hunter and I started dating, she knows I was dedicated to the soft launch. I was dedicated.
Yes.
So actually on my board, I created different levels to a soft launch.
Oh,
so I have
okay.
level 1,
Okay.
level 2, level 3, and full send.
Wow. That's good.
Mhm.
I
So
didn't
I
know
have
you were
that.
that dedicated.
Oh, I was dedicated. I also have questions to talk about.
I
Like-
actually think I did save that.
I have date ideas. Even now, I still
That's
revert
good.
back to that because,
good.
especially in the winter,
Yeah.
what are people? Okay, this is such a serious note. In the
Commercial
winter,
break.
if you are not rich, what are you doing, like, to go out on dates?
I don't know.
I got nothing,
Yeah.
and TikTok is zero help. Like, unless it's ice skating or like building a snowman or Christmas time, there's nothing.
Yeah, there really isn't anything. I feel like Sam and I usually just end up. Usually when we hang out, we only have like 2-3 hours together before we have to go do something else. So it's like just
yeah.
like watching something, talking, like chilling. You know what I mean? It's not. I
Yeah.
don't know. We're not really going out and doing much. 'Cause,
I feel like we do a lot of homework together, which is so boring. I'm so excited to graduate.
I know. That's
Oh, and then I have like 12 pictures of couples worshiping together, which love it. Love it.
I know. I saved so many pictures of different couples, and I was like, okay, in
I wonder
reality,
where
though,
they
when
are.
am I
Yeah.
going to recreate these? Like,
Yeah.
never. I'm not going to.
Do you want me to? I can take pictures of you and Sam when you guys are worshiping.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe.
Are you gonna have like worship at your wedding?
I have been thinking about this because I am walking down to gratitude, and I don't know if I want to finish out the song with everyone, like with all just like worshiping when I get there, or if
Or
I
if
just
you
want to
wanna
fade it out.
fade it out.
Because one, I don't want it to be like I get there and no one else is worshiping and it's like awkward. You know what I mean? If you're not announcing like, oh, okay, we're gonna have a time of worship, like, will people know? Or like,
No.
yeah, they won't. That's what I'm like. I don't think it's gonna
yeah.
work out that way, and then I don't think I want to add that in, like once I'm there. So I don't know.
Yeah.
So many little decisions I can't make.
Good luck.
I know. I'm just not gonna think about it till the time.
It's a fun season of life for you.
It's really sad. It's okay. It's happy, but it's fine.
She said it's really sad.
It's happy. It's just like stressful. But it's okay. We're not gonna talk about it.
It's okay. You only have a couple more months.
Yeah, a couple. Like
It's more than a
7,
couple.
8,
But like,
9,
you get
10.
what I'm saying.
I'm not saying which month I'm getting.
12, 13,
a year, 2,
28.
3.
Like, there's so many months. Truly, who could say?
Yeah,
Who could say?
exactly. You never know. You never
Yeah.
know. But love, why we're here today.
Wait, what is that? Where's that from?
Is that from something? Did I just
That
quote
is
something?
something. Yeah, I'm 90%. You didn't fully quote it, but like,
Love. That's why we're here today. I feel like it had to be from like a
Something
marriage
about-
ceremony.
yeah. Anyway,
I
moving
don't
on.
know. I don't know where that's from.
Okay.
But Valentine's Day, love, such a fun
Okay.
topic. Jill and I were talking, and we were like, how should we go about this podcast? Genuinely don't know. But we did put up like a little question box on our Instagram, and we got some questions and topics on there to talk about. So I figured we can like end with that. But
What are we starting it with?
well, okay. I was like, okay, why don't we just talk about the concept of one, love,
Okay.
2, coming up on Valentine's Day. Every person approaches this holiday with a different mentality of what it's gonna be like, depending on like where they're at in life. I feel like
True.
so. It's like maybe we can talk about it. I don't know.
Okay.
She's like, I don't know what's going.
Literally zero preparation.
Well, we said we want to be more spontaneous.
We are. We're
so
spontaneous.
Jayla, take the floor. Love.
Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not boast. Does not envy. Keeps no records of wrongs.
That's very good. This is good stuff right here.
Off
This
the
is
top
why
of
they
my
clicked
head.
on this episode.
Just kidding. It's the Bible. Anyway, what do we? I need more context. So we're just talking about the season of love.
So I was thinking as I was in the bathroom as one time.
Okay, yeah, there we go. I can feed off of
yes,
you.
yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
uh-huh.
so I was thinking, deep thought, contemplating. Okay, what would I say to someone who is like, Valentine's Day is coming up? Okay, topic of love.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm not in a relationship. Blah, 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 I hate this holiday. I'm single.
Galentine's.
I've been Yes, we can have a whole segment on Galentine's because we've actually started doing Galentine's.
I love
And I loved
Valentine's.
it.
I think Dare I say it's my favorite part of Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it is fun.
We made pizza last year. We made heart-shaped pizzas. Granted, Sam was there, but
Yeah.
we made heart-shaped pizzas, and we had non-alcoholic Welch's rosé or whatever. And honestly, time of my life. We danced, we partied.
Yeah.
It was so good.
And I think it was extra fun because that Valentine's Day was one where we weren't in our prime, like, not in our prime, listen to what I'm saying, our prime in the sense of relationships. Like, Jalen was getting out of
Got it.
a breakup.
Yes.
So it wasn't like she was going to Valentine's Day like, yes, Valentine's Day.
Love.
Like, Jalen was going through it with like Valentine's Day. I am single. Like,
I am with my sisters.
I am healing. Yeah. And so and I wasn't with Sam like dating the day after he asked me out. So I can't say I was like single. But it was extra fun because I think that's the fun thing about Galentine's is that you can still like celebrate this holiday and do fun stuff with your girls. And a guy friend too, you know, if you have a guy friend.
Honestly, I'm not gonna say like that's more fun because obviously like you have fun with like your significant other, but like spending time with your girls is always like so refreshing, like in a different way than like a significant other can give you. It's because your relationships can't be what's providing you everything you need. You need to have outlets to get your other sources of joy too. Yeah. So like having your time with your girls, especially your sisters. That was so much fun. I literally remember dancing and playing with Flynn.
Yeah, it was like a core memory.
It really is.
Yeah, and I feel like it helps you kind of become more content with that season of your life because you're not focusing on what you don't have. You're kind of taking that time to say, okay, maybe I don't have the relationship that I'm looking for, but hey, I have all of these amazing people in my life to support me. I'm going to spend it with them and have the time of my life.
And I have pizza.
Yes, pizza is
honestly to this day one of the best homemade pizzas I've ever made. Really? I don't know if it was like the fact that it was in a heart or whatever, but it was so good.
Yeah, I don't remember what it tasted like.
I remember it being really good. I finished the whole thing.
We got to figure out what we're gonna have this year for food.
Pizza.
Oh, we're doing pizza again?
I feel like we should just do it.
Okay, pizza's the tradition. We've decided.
And can we have guacamole though too?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You can bring it.
Okay.
But yeah, if I could tell anyone anything, I think I would say that one, I feel like people have heard this multiple times, but it's good to reiterate that your worth is not determined by a relationship that you are or are not in. And I mean, I've been in a relationship on Valentine's Day where people would probably have looked at me and been like, oh my gosh, I wish I was her. Like, I wish I had a boyfriend to spend Valentine's Day with. But in reality, I was in a relationship with the wrong person on Valentine's Day, and I was let down in so many ways on that Valentine's Day because I had expectations of what Valentine's Day with someone would look like, and they weren't
supposed
met.
To be, what society tells you.
Yeah. And, like, yes, I was in a relationship, but I would have honestly been much happier being single and content and spending it with people that truly, like, cared about me than being in a relationship. So don't go into it being like, I need to be in a relationship to like be happy, because no, that's not the case. Like, I can tell you I was in a relationship on Valentine's Day and I would have much rather have been single, honestly.
No, I wish I could go back and tell like younger Jalen, because like when you're little on Valentine's Day, you're like, one day I'm gonna celebrate Valentine's Day with my boyfriend, and you like get so excited. But I wish like right now I could go back. Obviously I can't speak for like this Valentine's Day or whatever, but and talk to like her and be like, no, the best Valentine's Day you're gonna have is with your girls. Like, when you're young, you just take for granted your younger years, and like when you don't have like the stresses too. Like, just enjoy it. Like, and you don't have to spend money.
That's true. It's so true.
You spend your parents' money, even on the Valentines you give your friends.
Yes, you literally could save so much money just being single. Not that relationships.
Yeah, no, not like that is bad, but we were just talking about this.
Yeah, which again is another reason why like you do not need to always be in a relationship. Like, and I know that's hard for people, especially if you're listening and you're looking at us and you're like, okay, yeah, whatever. You're engaged and you are like in the time of your life right now with the person that you love. Like, but where was I going with this?
I don't know.
It is so hot in here. I'm literally like starting to almost pass out. I'm fine. It's okay. I'm just sweating.
Do you want to? I can fan you.
It's okay. It's okay. But the sooner that you become content with being single, like, the happier you're gonna be. Like, the single years, like, I
It's so hard to
It's hard to
speak on this because you are in relationships.
Yeah.
But, like, the single years are so, like, they're core.
Yes.
They help you grow to who you are.
Yes.
And you can't be in a relationship, a healthy relationship, a proper relationship, unless you've had that time to grow into yourself and grow in who you are, which you can't do unless it's, like, by yourself in a way.
Yeah. And again, like, I've done it. Like, I've been in a relationship and wished I was single. I've looked at people who are single and been like, oh my gosh, I wish I was them. Yeah. Like, they don't have anyone else that they're worrying about right now. They don't have the problems I'm dealing with. They can do whatever they want. Like, they can save their, like, they're traveling. Like, I wanted that. So it's not always what it seems. Like, people are always wanting what they don't have, but then, like, person that they're looking at, they're probably wanting something that you have. So, like, you never know.
But, like, in a good relationship, then you probably won't be envying the single people. That's very good to say. She's speaking
from past relationships. And
I got you.
Yes. Yeah. When you're with the right person, then, yeah, it's magical. It's magical. Oh my gosh! They're probably cringing so much. Like, I hate them. We're sorry.
We're just so in love. Oh my god.
Oh my word.
This is so good.
But yes, so we're just hoping that this Valentine's Day is a great one for you, okay? Live it up.
It will be.
It will be.
Make heart-shaped pizzas.
Yes, if you have a significant other, have the time of your life.
I'll be, you said within reason.
Please don't do anything you'll regret.
I'm dead. This Valentine's Day, I'll be having a Nerf battle with my significant other. Because Valentine's Day falls on a Wednesday, and Life of Youth Leaders and Youth Volunteers. So, pew, pew, watch out.
Yes.
What are you doing?
We actually don't have any plans for Valentine's Day.
Ooh, wedding planning.
Wedding planning. Our 1 year falls right after. So,
yeah.
We're thinking we'll just combine. I kind of want to go to the aquarium, but it's expensive. So we're going to see if we want to or not. But yeah, I don't know. We don't have plans yet. Sam's working on one of the days, so.
He's working.
It's a season.
He's working.
Season of life for it, you know?
We got to make the money to pay off for wedding.
Yeah, literally.
That's like a whole other episode.
I know. We're going to do a whole other episode on wedding.
We still need to get Sam on.
Yeah, for the engagement episode.
The people want it.
That's true. They do want it.
I want it.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know if they want it.
Yeah,
I've heard one person that wants it.
I want it.
Okay, you want it.
Because I had a little part in it.
That's true.
I think it'd be fun.
That would be fun. Okay, we'll make it happen.
Thank you.
But I'm going to pull up the questions because we just wanted to talk a tad bit on that
just
other
a tad
stuff before we get into it. But we did get some good questions, so I feel like this will take a little bit for us to answer. But the first question is, what is one of the most funniest moments in your relationships?
Wait, this is one of the one questions that I was prepared for, and I just completely forgot my answer. But I remembered it. You should tell yours first so I can gauge what my answer should be.
Okay, there's been a lot of funny moments, but one of the most recent ones that was just Sam and I afterwards were like, this is just so wholesome. Like, this just makes us excited to, like, be married one day. But we were sitting on the couch, and Flynn, my dog, he's special, okay? I like to describe one of his things that he does, like Pascal from Tangled. He loves to lick people's ears. So if you're just sitting on the couch and he has an opportunity, he will come up and stick his tongue and lick your ear. And it's so gross, but and he loves to attack you. So, like, he'll do that, and then he'll attack you and, like, try to play with you. So Sam and I were sitting on the couch, and anytime Sam and I, like, if he's hugging me or, like, we're close or, like, cuddling on the couch, Flynn has to get in the middle of it.
Enzo does the same thing.
Yeah, he hates it. So Sam and I were sitting on the couch just talking, and Flynn comes over, and he starts, like, attacking Sam, like, licking in his ears, and then I'm, like, trying to, like, pull him away, and then he starts licking my ears. So, of course, we're literally, like, bundled up on the couch, covering our ears, like, in a ball into each other, dying laughing, because, like, it's like tickles when he does it too. So we're just like dying laughing together. And then Sam looks up, and I didn't realize, and my glasses were like pushed like an inch out, and they were crooked. So one eye was bigger than the other. And so my glasses are crooked, one eye's bigger than the other, and I'm making a weird face, and I look up at him, and he was like, ugh. And he starts crying laughing, and then I start crying laughing, because it was one of those moments where you both expect to like be cute and look up at each other like, oh my gosh, we're so in love, but I like genuinely scared him with my appearance. And so then we like started crying laughing for like 5 minutes about it. And I was like, what did I do? I have something on my face. And he was like, you look like you were from Harry Potter, like the one with the goggles or something. So but yeah, it was so funny, because it was just one of those like random wholesome moments where like your partner just looks at you and they're like, oh, like what is this? But yeah, that's my story.
Oh my god. Okay, I can't think of. I don't have anything funny like that. Like, I was like,
oh my gosh, it was you this time.
Wait, I need to tighten this. I don't have anything funny like that.
I'm sure you do. You guys have a lot of funny stories that you tell me.
Tell me one. Golly, I just don't remember. I have a terrible memory. I've learned this. I'm very good with remembering what's going to happen, not what's happened.
That makes sense.
So, but there's one thing that I do recall.
Okay.
And I think it's kind of funny.
Okay.
It's not as funny.
No,
I mean, there has been plenty of times where Enzo's done some more.
Yeah.
But, so I was going to Hunter's house, and sometimes I text when I'm there or not, or I'll just like walk in or whatever. And his dad must have heard like that I was coming or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I walk in, but all the lights in the house are off. The lights are like never off, and so I'm like, this is so weird. I'm like, what is happening? And so I walk in. I'm expecting like Hunter to be there or anything. Nope, not there. His dad is though, and so I'm like, okay. And he hands me like a glass of lemonade in a wine glass. And I turn, and he puts on the TV and is playing like romantic music with rose petals. And then Hunter walks out, and he hands Hunter a glass too. And I'm just like, what is that? I was like, what is happening? I literally like, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. I mean, it was all in love. And we just sat out there. We did homework together.
That's so
funny. I was
funny.
Just like,
that's like something straight out of a Hallmark movie. Like the parents trying to like bring them closer to
like, what is happening? I think his dad is one of our number one supporters and fans.
We love it.
The other day we were, oh my gosh, this is another funny thing. We were at dinner, and his dad was talking about, he was like, okay, so when can we be, like, because we're obviously talking about getting married or whatever. He was like, okay, when to be expecting kids? Like, he said like 9 months or whatever. And then Hunter's just like, whatever.
Yeah.
And because he didn't put together what 9 months meant.
Yeah.
And so I'm just sitting there like trying to like piece together my words. I'm like, no, you're probably going to be waiting on that one for a little bit. And his mom is just like, yeah. Hunter's just clueless. He's talking about something about school. And I'm like, what?
I need your support.
Like, this is what I need support. But it's just so funny. Just like their whole family. So just like, I never know what to expect when I walk into that house.
That's so fun, though. That's amazing.
Yeah. Nothing. Okay. Next time we come into the podcast episode, I'm going to come in with a funny story.
Okay. Do it.
I'm going to make something funny.
Make a funny situation happen.
Gotcha.
And then it will be even more funny, depending on how Hunter reacts. And we'll see if it works.
We'll see.
Okay. Next one is how to make a first move. Dun, dun, dun.
This is really awkward because I told myself that I was not going to make any first moves. Because I was like, I will be pursued by a man of God. I'm not making any moves. But I do have some ideas. Okay. Did you make any first moves?
I tried to make first moves with other guys that I had little crushes on, but cute. None of them went anywhere. So I don't know if I can speak on this topic.
Posting on your story or whatever, so, like, if like the guy will already like kind of like slide into your DMs sometimes. If you really want to talk, post something on your story. You know, all girls know this. Post something on your story. Maybe they slide in, and you just like chat with them a little bit. I don't know, like, what is the first move? Like, what is like to like ask out on a date?
Yeah, I'm assuming that they mean like if you like someone, like how to make a first move. To
like hold their hand, like
no. I don't know if I
Just
like,
talk to them. Oh, okay. No. I
here we
can
go.
speak on this. Hunter, well, this is what he says every time, like, we talk about, like, how we came to be or whatever, like, how we started talking. He always talks about this, and he was like, this is how I knew that you were the one, and I was going to ask you out. And I don't remember it at all, but it left an impact, and I told him that I'm going to write a book based off of this because he brings it up at least twice a week.
Wow, what is
no
it?
joke. So, I was talking to him, as one does. I separate, like, if you're in a group, make sure you're, like, singly talking to them, or, like, go out of your way to talk to the person. And I was talking to him, and before I left to finish, like, to go talk to somebody else, I said, it was great talking to you. I hope we can talk again soon. And apparently that left a huge impact. So try that.
That is actually, no, that is good. If you kind of open up the door so they kind of
Yeah.
know, like, hey, like, I'd love to get to know you more. I love hanging out with you. I love spending time with you. Just, like, saying something small like that. No, yeah, that's really good.
And then he also was talking about, so I guess we did, like, a debrief on how we started dating a while ago. And he said that I would just, like, kind of hang around him. So, like, maybe just, like, make your presence known. Just, like, be like, I'm here. And then, like, leave. And then be like, I'm here. And then,
Yeah,
like,
that is good.
but, like, that one part, say after you're talking, say, it was great talking to you. I hope we can talk again soon. Say it.
Yes.
If it works for you, let me know. If it doesn't, you didn't get the idea from me because I don't
Hopefully-
even remember saying it.
Yeah, it also depends on the guy. Like, if he's,
That's
like,
true.
actually, like, if he's just, like, I don't know, if he's clueless, then he's not going to pick up
That's
on that.
true. I would hope you're not making any moves on guys, though,
Yeah.
who, like, don't seem to be
Yeah,
interested
you
in
kind of
you.
just have to gauge, like, yeah. Like, we're not trying to call a guy that you're interested in stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, oh my gosh. Okay, this is a hard question because it's not like one size fits
I don't
all.
know first moves.
I don't, like Jalen said, I don't think there's anything wrong with a girl making the first move. But when it comes to pursuing, I do think that's the guy's job. Because hate's a strong word, but it drives me up a wall when, like, girls are interested in a guy and they do not, like, make it, like, they don't pursue and take it farther and give them clarity. Like, if a guy is leaving you confused, you need to move on because you deserve so much more than that, and he's just playing a game.
Yeah.
Even if he's not meaning to play a game, like, you are putting your heart on the line. Because anytime that you open yourself up to someone, you're making yourself vulnerable. So, like, you're putting your heart on the line. Either you're going to get hurt or it's going to move forward. And I feel like just at the beginning, you need to know, like, are they taking it seriously?
Yeah.
Are they going to pursue me? Or are they just playing a game or, like, making me confused all the time? Then you need to move on, and there's another guy out there that's going to, like, take your heart seriously. But, yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with, like, you letting them know, like Jill was saying.
Yeah.
Like, you're interested in them pursuing you or you're interested in getting to know them. I mean, I had times where, like, I would just, like, text a guy something, like, just as a friend, and then because, like, I was, like, into them. I was like, oh, I wonder if it could go somewhere. And then depending on, like, how they responded or kind of how the conversation went, I kind of could gauge, like, okay, they're not into me or, like, they're not interested, and, like, that's fine, moving on. Or, okay, maybe, like, this could go somewhere. And then you kind of, I feel like just talking to them a little bit. Yeah, like, if you like a guy, make it, like Jalen said, a priority to, like, go out of your way to talk to them. Come out of the friend group and just, like, chat with them about life, what they're into, see how it's going, and then you can kind of gauge from a few different conversations if it could go somewhere or if they're kind of into you. And then, I mean, you could just be bold, and honestly, you could just be like, hey, like, I really, like, value our friendship, and I would love to, like, see if, like, this could go anywhere. Like, do you want to go out on a date or something? And then after that, I mean, you can kind of see where it goes. But, I mean, that does take being pretty bold.
Yeah,
but
the way I view it is just, like, I don't know if this is trauma response or whatever. I don't know. But I would, like we were saying, like, make it, like, known that you kind of like him. Like, just be, like, talk to him, like, set yourself apart. And then, obviously, you can kind of vibe and see if he reciprocates that. But as far as making, like, a first move, it depends on, obviously, what the first move is. Like, whether it's asking you out or asking to be a girlfriend or whatever. But I view that, like, a guy pursuing you and making that move is like also showing you how well he can lead you.
Yeah.
And like, because if he doesn't even have the courage to ask you out, how is he gonna lead you through like your hardest trials in life or whatever? So that's personally how I just viewed it going into my relationship with Hunter. I knew that I would make it known, and I would make it kind of, you could tell that I had interest in you, but I was not going to do anything because that is your role as the leader in our relationship. And I feel like that's worked out very well. You be the judge.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that, like, it's kind of hard because obviously all in our culture, every movie and TV show is like about, that too. But like every movie and TV show is like has the game. Like it's fun to watch. Yeah. It is entertaining for us to sit and watch a movie or a TV show about two people that like are going back and forth. They're like talking to other people to make the other one jealous, or they're playing a game. Like in reality though, like it's not fun to play games. Like don't play them. So if you're interested in a guy, like don't play hard to get. Like just make it, clarity's key. Like don't overcomplicate it. Don't add confusion into it. Just I feel like that will just help you not get hurt in the long run, is to just have a conversation with them. If they say they're not interested, okay, then you move forward. Another guy will come along. And I don't know. I think it's really like hard to hear about girls that like let guys lead them on, or like they're playing a game and they're leading a guy on and then a guy gets hurt. It goes both ways. So I think just clarity is key. Communicate and put yourself out there.
Very good.
Okay. Let's see. Love languages.
I love talking about love languages.
You can take the floor. What are the love languages? Because it took me a hard time
to remember them. The love languages?
Yeah.
Oh, acts of service, physical touch, words of affirmation, quality time, and did I say gifts?
Not yet.
Then gifts. Those are your love languages.
Yep.
If you don't know what a love language is, it's basically different ways that you give and receive love. I think that you can give love differently than you receive love. I mean, it depends on the person. But there's like quizzes and stuff you can take. I highly recommend. They have different ones for like if you're in a romantic relationship, friendships, familial, if you're a teen versus an adult, all different kinds. It's super fun. Hunter and I actually did this quiz before we started dating, and we went through, and it's so funny because I had physical touch or something was like at the bottom or whatever. And then we got like further into our relationship, and he looks at me and he goes, Jalen, I think you need to retake the quiz because physical touch is not at your bottom. It isn't, if not the top, it is number 2. Sure enough, retook it and it was. But it's just really funny because you think in your mind, you're like, oh, definitely this is how like I receive love. But then it's different than like what you expect from quizzes, and it just takes different things. Yeah. But it's also been interesting. I don't know like about you and Sam, but me and Hunter have different love languages. I give love through physical touch. He is also a physical touch girly. But he words of affirmation are like his number 1. And words of affirmation for my giving is all the way at the bottom. And so it's been very interesting to like having to navigate that. And sometimes like in my mind, I don't like feel the need to be like, oh, I love you. This is why I appreciate you. Thank you for doing this for me. But like through time, he's very good at that. He's always says, oh, I'm so proud of you. Thank you. I appreciate you. And over time that has kind of like rubbed off on me. So I now reciprocate that. And so it's just like you have to be more intentional when you're in a relationship to actually show the person you love them in a way that they will understand, because it's not all one shoe fits all, or whatever the phrase is. Yeah. So it's just really important, I would say, like going into a relationship, or even just like in friendships. I know a couple of my friends, like they know their love languages, and they are very oh my gosh, what is the word? Intentional.
Yes.
They're very intentional in even friendships, showing each other that they love them through the ways that they best receive love, whether it's physical touch, acts of service, or gifts. But that's what I would say. It's just you have to be very intentional with it. You may take a quiz and be like, cool, now I know that. But you actually have to like put your best foot forward, and like it's not about you, it's about them. When you're in a relationship, they come before you. And so however they best receive love is how you now are best at giving love.
Yeah, that's also good. Sam and I definitely, I feel like had a harder time at the beginning because our love languages were very different. And I I think it was harder for me because Sam has always been very good about like going above and beyond and being more intentional about it. And he's had areas where like my love language is like say quality time, and like if I was with him and maybe he wasn't, like he was on his phone or he's doing something else, it kind of would be like, oh, but you're not spending quality time with me. But overall, like, he's been very good with it, whereas I have felt like we've had more conversations where he's like, okay, my love language is physical touch is my top. That's, like, my lowest.
Oh, yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's, like, harder for me because I have to be more intentional, and I really had to grow in that area, and I feel like now I've gotten a lot better. Like, almost 11 months in. It's taken time, but I've gotten better at, you know, when we're together, thinking, oh, wait, like, let me hold his hand or, like, let me do this because, like, this is going to make him feel loved. And it's been nice afterwards, like, him just taking the time to be like, oh, like, I noticed that you did this today a lot. Like, that meant a lot to me. Or just in different things, like you said, like, going above and beyond and being intentional. But, yeah, recently we had a night where it was just, like, a rough night. I was in a rough headspace, and we were sitting down and talking. And I had told him that, like, I felt like I was failing in all love languages. Like, I don't know why, because, I mean, you're going to have those moments in your relationship where you feel like you're not, like, doing the best that you can, or you have those moments where you feel, like, insecure about not the relationship itself, just yourself. And I was talking to him, and I was like, I, like, don't do great at physical touch. Like, I'm not very good at words. Like, I feel like I'm, like, failing in all these areas. And it was, like, a sweet moment to just be open and honest with each other, and for me to be able to sit there and, like, open up to him, and him to be able to, like, reassure me, like, no, I've seen how you're doing good in this area. Like, you have been doing a lot better about going above and beyond, and, like, you show me in so many different ways that you love me. So I think that even when you do take the quizzes, like, there's going to be times where you feel like you're not meeting this standard, and it's also important not to put that standard on yourself and the other and be like, well, my top language is physical touch, so anytime you're not giving me physical touch, I don't feel loved, because that's not true. Like, maybe there have been times where I have been showing him a love language intentionally, like, on a day I've been like, okay, I'm going to do this and this and this for him today, but that's not what he was looking for that day. So then when he told me, oh, you didn't show me, like, that you love me in this way today, I was like, well, I went above and beyond in all these other areas. So it's just that communication and not putting that high standard, even in friendships too, of like, oh, this person said this to me today, or this person didn't get me this gift that, like, I told them I wanted for Christmas. Like, they don't listen to me, they don't care. Like, no, it's giving each other grace and growing with each other, and just remembering that, like, you're not going to be perfect, and just taking that time to go above and beyond and communicate with each other.
I was going to say, I think it's really funny that you literally just are not a physical touch. And me and Hunter are literally that couple that, like, literally just as, like, our fingers are touching, we're like, okay, it's all good.
Well, that's, like, Sam. Like, he will just, like, always, like, have his hand on my leg or, like, anything. And I'm just, like, I love it. I love physical touch with, like, the person that I'm with. Anyone else, actually, no. It's kind of hard because out of the friend group, I will be the one to just, like, put my hand on your shoulder, or, like, I'll give someone a hug, and everyone's just like,
it's very tricky to navigate not physical touch, love languages, because, like you said, like, there are some people, like, other than Hunter, I touch and, like, hug very few people, but there are some people that I do, and so it's just, like,
it can be tricky. Different depending on the people that you're with. Like, you could have a different love language for your partner versus your friends versus your family. But yeah, I haven't read the actual love languages book. Have you? Yeah, I want to eventually. I did read, they made one for, it was, like, teen, so it was kind of, like, super simplified, had a lot of, like, pictures. It was kind of comic-y. And that was really cool to read because it kind of just dumbed it down to a super basic level for teenagers. And I don't know, that was like really cool to read and just kind of get to learn a little bit more about, like, relationships, families, like, what not to do if someone has physical touch as love language, or, like, words of affirmation, or what to do, like, because you never really think of the stuff that, like, would hurt someone. Like, if someone's love language is physical touch and you, like, what's the word, you don't give it to them,
you pull away.
It's not, there's a word I'm thinking of, I can't think of it, but, like, you purposely, if you're mad at them, like, oh, I'm not gonna give you a hug, or you know what I mean? Or if it's words, like, if you're mad at them, you attack them with your words instead of knowing, okay, wait, they're gonna take whatever I say, like, to a different level because that's their love language. I need to like take a step back. But yeah, love languages are fun. Take the quiz. All of them. They're very fun.
I love quizzes.
I know, same. I love like the BuzzFeed quizzes.
Yeah. Love a good BuzzFeed quiz.
Okay, this one says conflict resolution. Jalen, who submitted this question?
that may have been Hunter. That may have been Hunter.
I was looking at them and I was like, Jalen, are you and Hunter okay? Like, are you in a fight right now? Because he wants us to talk about conflict resolution.
I texted him and I was like, are we fighting? And he was like, no. He was like, why would you think that? And I was like, it was just a question you submitted. I thought it was funny. And he was like, oh, yeah. He was like, I just thought we were kind of good at it.
We love a supportive boyfriend.
Conflict resolution. It's gonna be so bad, but what I want to say is communication.
Communication is key. Everyone says it.
It's so bad because, like, how do you explain communication? But that's really what it is. Like, that's the only reason I would consider Hunter and I to be very good at conflict resolution, because we do often have disagreements, but we don't let it get to the point to where it turns into like a fight. Like, I was trying to think of, we have had like several fights, but I was trying to think of like a monumental like fight. Our first fight was about him blowing his nose, and I'm very glad we had that fight because that is how we learned how to best communicate with each other. And since then we are just very I am not as emotionally vulnerable and emotionally open as Hunter is. So when we do get in those moments, he recognizes that it is hard for me, and he'll like, it's just, you have to understand the other person and be willing to give and take, because that's ultimately what it is. Like, fights often stem from you wanting to be right and you wanting just to prove the other person wrong and being petty. But when you're in a relationship and it's a healthy relationship, your desire is to put the other person before you. So yes, there's going to come times where you're fighting and you're going to have disagreements, but sometimes you have to compromise, you have to communicate, and you just have to let like yourself, you just have to humble yourself is what I would say. Communication and just being humble is like what I would say is best for conflict resolution. Obviously it depends on the conflict.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not in a marriage, so like I can't speak on that level of conflict because I feel like that's just a whole nother level that like I cannot speak on. But like in a dating relationship, and it's also important to like remember in a dating relationship, if a conflict is too much conflict and it's just like tearing you apart, it's a dating relationship.
Yeah.
Like if it is pivotal that you two agree on this topic, then maybe it's best to part ways, which I also think is a really important thing about Christian relationships, and I love about it, is I was looking through like a book or something, and it was questions to ask before you guys get engaged, and all the questions, I'm like, I knew this about him before we were even dating.
Yeah.
And I love Christian relationships for that because it is already so open, and like if you go into it knowing you have the same values, like you have the same beliefs, then that already sets such a great foundation. And if your first priority is the Lord, then going into conflict will be so much different.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all really good. And that just goes to show, like, conflict resolution is something that you're always going to be growing in. Like, you're never going to get to the point where you're like, we are 100% A+ in conflict resolution.
We're 100% fight free.
Exactly, because, like, dating, and then you're going to eventually, hopefully, if they get married, that's a whole different level. Jill and I haven't experienced it. Yeah, parenting. Like, you're always going to be dealing with different conflicts, which is why, like, learning how the other person handles conflicts and what they need during a conflict is super important. Because, yeah, Sam and I have, like, different personalities in the sense that when we have conflict, we can both, we can both be very stubborn and want to be right. Like, it's our point. Like, what I'm saying is right, what you're saying is wrong. And then it's just different ways that we fight. So, like, sometimes when I fight, like Sam's told me multiple times, my voice will get, like, 3, like, octaves higher. Like, I'll get louder and I'll build up. And then he's like, why are you yelling at me? And I'm like, I'm not meaning to yell. It's just, like, that's just how I've grown up doing it. And you don't realize until you're dating someone else. And then they're like, whoa, like, why are you getting like that?
Why are you coming at me like
you're
that?
like, I'm not meaning to. I've just always done this. So it's just, like, humbling yourself. And like Jalen said, like, love means, sorry, my mom's texting me.
Love your mom.
Love my mom. But when you love someone, it is like sacrificing and putting the other person's feeling before yours. So yeah. Sometimes also it just takes a hug. Like there's been times when Sam and I have been fighting and he's been like, okay, like he's like gone to give me a hug and I've been like, no, like I don't want to hug you, I'm mad at you. But like the second he hugs me and the second I go, oh my gosh, why am I fighting a hug? And then I go to hug him, it's like, okay, we're gonna get through. Yeah. Like it's all gonna be okay.
Sometimes we fight and then like we'll like hug and I was like, next time we talk about this, we just need to hug.
Exactly. It's like, I've also seen people be like, next time you fight with your partner, go into a southern accent and see what happens.
That's funny.
Because it's like, it just adds that like sense of relief to where you're like, wait, this isn't as big as I thought it was going to be. Yeah. It's not important. Yeah. But yeah, in a healthy relationship, you're going to have fights. But I don't think, like you said, I don't think Sam and I have ever had that big of a fight to where it's gone like days and like we've been angry. Like that's never happened, I don't think, because at the end of the day, like you just realize that you love the person and like it's you guys against the problem. It's not you guys against each other. So you have to work together to solve it. And good. Sometimes it takes compromise. You're not going to win every time. Yeah. I've had to learn it the hard way.
Yeah, sometimes like, I try to be petty and then I'm like, wait, what am I doing? I love this, man. I just
exactly.
That's silly.
Yes. Okay. There's two more. Next is putting each other first and God above all.
Go. Take it away.
This is a hard question because this is also something you're always going to be working on. Like, you're not... I mean, hopefully you're going to get to the point where that's always... Like, God's always number one. But unfortunately, we're humans and we sin. So that's not going to be the case. Like, you're going to have seasons where... you guys have other, like, you're putting each other as a priority. You're putting work as a priority. You're putting other things that you're doing in life as a priority over God. And, I mean, when Sam and I are, like, we're always learning this. And whenever we don't put God at the center, like, we'll have more little fights. Or we'll, you know, not be as intentional as loving each other like Christ loves us, if that makes sense. But one thing that has, like, helped... me at least, like with putting God first is when Sam's usually the one that does it, but when we pray together, and I think that's something that's so special. I've heard different things where it's like, should you pray with someone that you're with? Should you not? That's a whole other thing to talk about. But I mean, at the end of the day, yes, praying with each other is good, and like for each other. But yeah, whenever Sam, like if we're in a fight or if we're going through a really stressful season of life or something's bothering me, he's always taken the time to like sit down and just pray, and that's something like really big to where I knew he was different, because like no guy ever did that for me, like just taking the time to stop and pray for me. And like if I was going through like a health problem, just being like, okay, like please be with her, like please help her feel better. Like it's just those little things where you're sitting there and you're like, whoa, like this person really loves and cares about me and they want to have God as the foundation. And also just celebrating like the wins in life and gratitude in your relationship too. Like if God's done something in Sam and I's life, just taking the time to sit there and be like, wow, like this was such a cool God moment. Like God really came through in this situation when we didn't know how it was going to work out. And just having those like conversations centered around God is so important.
Yeah. The only other thing that I would say is just also make sure that God's number one in your own life before a relationship and as you continue in the relationship. And your partner, your significant other will ideally be making sure, like if you are having a rough day, let's say, were you in the Word? Did you pray about it? And stuff like that. And I feel like that ultimately I've noticed in like myself in like our relationship, if I haven't been in the Word, A, my life starts to fall apart. B, my relationship starts to be like a little shaky, and you start to have like the little petty arguments. But then like when you're in the Word and you're really studying, like leaning on God, then instead of like leaning on your own power, you constantly go to Him. And I feel like that's just what it means to have God number one and then your partner number two.
Yeah, that's good. And I think it's also important to remember too that you're not, like, there's going to be times when you both aren't on the same level in your relationship with God. Like, I remember there were times when maybe I like was taking more time to be intentional about my relationship with God, and Sam wasn't as much because he just got busy with, you know, other things life was throwing at him. And that kind of made me sit there and go, oh wait, maybe this isn't the relationship for me. Or like,
so good.
He's not putting God first and I am. Like, I think like I need to be with someone else. Like, this isn't going to work out. This is a sign. But then there's been times where Sam's had God as the foundation, not the foundation, but he's had him first.
Yeah.
And I've been slacking. And then he's had to, you know, be the one to be like, hey, did you read your Bible today? Have you been praying? And there's going to be seasons where you guys are just not going to be on the same level, but it's always important to always strive to be on the same level. But don't get discouraged by that. I mean, if it's been like months into your relationship and you're the one that like has a relationship with God and you're putting an effort and the person that you're with does not care and you've seen it, then maybe that's a sign like, okay, hey, maybe this person doesn't actually want God as the center of our relationship. Maybe that's like a sign that I should dip from our last episode. But don't get discouraged by that because there's going to be seasons where you guys are just at different stages of life.
That's something like, especially at the beginning of Hunter's and I relationship, I really struggled with because I had to learn that even though you do want to be on the same level, your relationships with the Lord are unique in itself. And mine is not going to look just like yours, and it's not going to look just like Hunter's. And like, I always thought, I was like, his relationship is like perfection.
Yeah.
And for so long, like, I was just like, I shouldn't, like, he deserves so much better because I'm just like down here. But really then I had to learn and get myself into the mindset that I have a different relationship with the Lord and I don't express it in the same way that everybody else will or that Hunter did. And then also it's also helpful when you express those struggles with your significant other.
Yes.
Like, if you're constantly trying to show and perceive that you have a perfect relationship, then the other person may be feeling like I did, or where they're just like, oh, woe is me. But really, it's just like difference. There's differences in everybody, and you're going to be different, and you're going to have different walks with the Lord. And just sharing those struggles, I remember that was like one of my favorite memories with Hunter and I. It was just like, I was really struggling with my walk with the Lord, and the way he just spoke into me and spoke to me, I was like, yep, forever, I can do this. And so that's all I would say, is just recognize that it's not going to be identical.
Yeah. And like, relationships, like, everyone knows they're not perfect, but then when you're like, they really are not perfect. Like, you're going to have hard conversations, like Jalen said. Like, you need to be open and honest with the other person about things that you're struggling with in life, or things from your past that maybe is, you know, you're healing from, or that you've been through that you're struggling with, because that just also adds that level of intimacy and like being able to like grow together. Because I just lost my train of thought again. What is going on today?
I know where you're going, though.
You know where I'm going.
And I was like, that's so good.
Yeah. Ugh, what was I saying? I'll get it back. What was I saying?
You're sharing your vulnerabilities and grows intimacy, and sharing your past and your struggles.
This is so bad. Yes, that is all very good, Jalen. I love that you just shared all about your
Come back next time.
Guys, it's so bad. I've been so foggy for like the past month, and I don't know why. I'm trying to figure it out. But oh my gosh, I literally just lost everything I was saying.
I'm so sorry. Anyway, yeah, no, having the hard conversation definitely grows your relationship.
Yes, it does. We're gonna end it there. I hope you know where I was going with that.
If you're a real one.
To conclude that, I think this is what I was saying.
Sit
saying
back,
is that you can help each other through them, because when you're dating someone, you are dating to hopefully marry them. Marriage is gonna bring, like we said, a whole different level of hardships and conflicts and stressors, and you have to be able to have those conversations, or else your marriage is gonna be rough. Okay, it's gonna hit you like a wrecking ball. You're gonna be like,
she knows.
No, I don't know, but like, I've heard many different stories about just people that like did not know that their partner was going through something, or like that they handled a situation like that. And I mean, that's something that Sam and I have tried to be very intentional about, is like being open and honest with each other. So yeah, have those hard conversations. They may be awkward, but it's okay. You're going to have awkward moments, and you just get to look back, and they're going to end up being really sweet. Like Jalen said, like some of my favorite memories of Sam and I are when we've had like those harder conversations, or we've just been open and vulnerable with each other. But yeah. I feel like we gotta wrap this up, or else I'm just gonna keep
Are there any more questions?
That was the last one, minus one that our friend submitted, but I don't know if we should put that
It was a silly little question.
It was a silly little one. But
a little too close to home. We can't share it with the world,
we're not
because
gonna
so
share
famous.
that one. But we love you if you're watching.
We're here for you.
Yes.
Even though you're literally older than us.
But yes, love. We hope this episode...
Guys, we're both wearing pink. Did you notice that?
Yeah, we actually wanted to wear pink.
Also, the differences in our pink. Literally, this is the only pink thing that I have in my closet.
I think this is the only pink thing that I own, and I just bought this a few months ago.
Oh, okay. For Barbie?
No, I bought this for Barbie. I was actually just at Target shopping with
Oh my gosh, Hunter has the same one.
He has this same sweater?
No, this.
Oh, it's like,
no, this. I forgot. Another love. And it also says a more love.
Yes. We love love. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. This has been a really fun Boston County episode with all of my brain farts.
You only had a couple.
I had like
there weren't that many.
This is so crazy. I don't know, man.
2 is literally a couple.
Oh, that's true. Whenever people say a couple, I'm like, it's more than 2. But no, I know that a couple is 2, but if people are using, I had a couple of things happen, I always for some reason assume it was more than just 2 things.
Really? Yeah. If they say a couple, I assume 2. If they say a few, then I assume more than 2.
Interesting. I wonder.
Like if someone says like, in a few weeks, I'm like, like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, that's
if someone says a couple weeks, and I'm like, 2 weeks.
I think like 2 to 3.
Okay.
We're getting off topic. Thanks for listening, guys. We're still really trying to get 2 episodes out a month.
Guys, school sucks.
Yeah, actually, yes, we should probably address that. If we don't get 2 out a month,
blame our colleges.
We're both working our butts off with like 4 different things in life right now, and we've had a few mental breakdowns. So this is just a message to any other student out there that is trying to work multiple jobs, figure out their future, get through college.
And for just $5 a day, you can support a student just like us.
Start a Patreon account.
My Venmo is
right here. But yes, you're doing a great job, because people don't realize what we go through, and the mental breakdowns are real. Okay, the anger is real. I literally just wanted to punch everything in my sight a few nights ago because I was so overwhelmed with life. But it's okay. We're gonna get through it together. So
together,
yes,
we're all
the
in
What a Life family
together. Okay.
Yes.
Anyway. Thank you for listening to What a Life Pod. You can follow us at What a Life Pod on Instagram or on YouTube, or you can follow Jaden at Jaden_Noel_. Oh, wait, no, I did that. Oh, wait, no, I did that right.
I was like, that was right.
Okay, and then my Instagram is Jalen_Hannah. Again, thank you for listening to What a Life Pod, and like and comment if this is a YouTube, and if it's a Spotify, just leave us a cool review. Anyway, thank you again for listening to What a Life Pod.
What a life.
What a life.